All right, it is about a little after 11:30 on April 30th, and we are starting our second section of the Benton Mackaye Trail from Smokemont all the way down to the road to nowhere, which is about 25 miles. Today's 11 or 12, give or take a few, depending on what I calculated on the map. Right now we're hiking to the trailhead from the puppies. Hiking to the trailhead to the campground, which is where it runs from. I've got Chris, Marta, and Rhonda all hanging out, so let's get this thing started. Wildlife early on in the trail. We're heading out. A little after 2:30, and we are just coming off the Newton Bald Trail. Now we're going to make our transition down in this direction on the Mountains to Sea Trail. We got a little over 6 miles or so, give or take a little bit, to get to our campsite number 56. We took a little lunch break about an hour ago. It took about 40 minutes or so, and I cooked a Mountain House meal. Got some rice and chicken in me, a couple things of Gatorade refueling powder, and I'm ready to go. So feeling good. Everybody just walked ahead of me. Said about 6 miles to our campsite. It's a gorgeous day. Up until this point, it is predominantly uphill, but it's a nice grade. Nothing too overly dramatic. Looks like we'll be following a ridge and then heading down a little bit here for a while. So I'll keep checking in, but it's a gorgeous day, absolutely beautiful. And as you can see, we've got the Mountain to Sea Trail sign right there. The one side's ripped off, but that's where we're headed to. It's 20 after 5, and we've just reached the edge of the Sunkota Ridge Trail, and we are now heading down the Martin's Gap Trail. It's going to be about 2 miles to campsite 56. We got 1.5 miles on the Martin's Gap Trail, and then we're going to be heading to the right on Deep Creek Trail, which will be about a ½ mile from there. So I think we're going to be down for a little bit, and then up. We just had a good break. I had some tuna fish and Propel water and some cheese, and Chris had a muscle milk, and scary. That way. All right, campsite 56. There you go. Bear hangs. Now, here's the problem I made, or mistake I made. I'll show you what it is. Went down, I already set up camp as soon as I walked in here, and right immediately after setting up my tent and putting my stuff in there, I came down to get some water. And this is where I should have set up my tent. You see a beautiful river flowing and a nice flat campsite, fire ring, place to sit. So, if you're in this area and you want a non-reservable campsite, campsite 56 is between 57 and 54, and those two are reservable. This one is non-reservable, but it's a very nice campsite. I mean, it's got obviously a great water source, and as you can see, a beautiful running pool of water right next to it. So anyway, great hike. Got some food in me, had some packaged chicken breast and some noodles with chicken flavoring. It's got like almost 60 grams of protein in it, so I feel like super energized and ready to rock and roll. So tomorrow I should be in good shape. But great hike today, and we'll check in tomorrow. Alright, it's about 20 till 9 on day 2. We're out here at Benton Mackaye Trail. We're going to head up the Deep Creek Trail for a second here and then hang a left on the Pool Road Trail. See what I got to deal with out here. And then the Newland Creek Trail, we're going to hang a left on that one, and we got about 11.8 miles, 12 miles. There's a little discrepancy with the Smoky Mountain map versus the Benton Mackaye guidebook. So everything was great night's sleep, good campsite, and we're going to be off. I just had some oatmeal coffee and some muscle milk, so just kind of throwing in some stuff here as far as food goes, so people get an idea of, you know, just other ideas out there to see what kind of stuff we get out there. So onwards. We're at 10:30, and we just came up the hill that way, which is probably about 3.5 miles. It's all uphill, but it's very gradual. The only thing is you're gonna have to fjord a lot of streams, or either find routes like we did upstream over logs and rocks and things. In one area where there was a blowdown pretty good across the trail, you had to kind of skirt around down a hillside. But you can see here, Nolan Divide Trail, Pole Road Creek Trail, and where we'll be heading on the Benton Mackaye Trail, obviously, is going to be down the Nolan Creek Trail. Oh, give or take about 5 miles or so. Actually, I think it's actually I want to say it's almost like 7 miles to where we're going to have to go to get our car. But good weather so far, beautiful views, and that log right there is where I'm going to take a little break. Till later. Finally, being in the Smoky Mountains and finding some evidence that bears are here. A little tough to hair. Alright, as you can see from my last video, we just encountered a rattlesnake sitting in the rocks down there. There was a couple guys that were on horses, and apparently one of the horses got spooked pretty bad and he was trying to calm it down. But looking at the snake, I zoomed in on some pictures and we counted, it looks like it's got 8 or 9 rings, so 8 or 9 years old. Pretty big snake. And Chris was heading down to the water. Hopefully, I'm actually glad that he did not go too far without the guy's warning. They said, hey, you don't want to go down there. So anyway, cool. Actually, rattlesnake. Three o'clock on May 1st, and we're just about done with the second day of our Section 2 Benton Mackaye Trail trip. We are following along the Nolan Creek Trail. You can probably hear in the background that there is a river flowing, and it's been flowing for quite some time now, so it's been relatively tranquil and peaceful, and just an overall good trip. If you look behind me here, you can see that the trail has predominantly been a road for the last couple miles, or road walking of some sorts. Not to say that this morning was not trail, and we actually had to fjord several different streams. The rivers are kind of high right now, our streams are kind of high, flowing very well, but great hike. The only thing I noticed on this section of trail that's a little bit different than the first section that we did is the trail does have some missing Benton Mackaye Trail symbols. So when you come to trail junctions and stuff, it's not very clearly marked. But as long as you have the National Geographic maps that go along with the Smoky Mountains, as well as Sergeant Rock's guidebook, it's an easy thing to follow along. So it's been a great trip. I can't wait till Section 3, which is actually going to follow most of the Lakeshore Trail. But that's for another weekend. We've got the last of the trip. Behind me is the trail up to the road, where the road to nowhere, where we've got our car parked, and we'll head back to Smokemont, pick up the other one, and head someplace to get something to eat. Anything profound to say? Man of many words. Alright, you'll come out of the woods from that direction there. That's the bridge I took a few pictures of. And you'll park your car right there.